it's Rebecca from Rebecca Ink. Today we are going to draw a stink bug. Rachel wanted to draw a stink bug, so that's what we're going to do. Grab a piece of paper, a pencil, a marker, and an eraser, or the back of your pencil eraser is fine. And join me. I'm going to move my guide. Pause me if you don't have your supplies. Go get them. I think I'm going to move. There we go. I'm going to move my guide and we'll get started. We're going to start with an oval today. You're going to grab your pencil first. I'm going to use a marker so you can see me better, but you are going to use a pencil. We're going to start in the center of our paper with an oval about this big. So get your whole arm going from your shoulder and nice and light with your pencil, draw an oval. You're going to go around and around and around and around to get this shape. And when you move your arm, your whole arm, that will help you arrive at an oval. Now, if you've never drawn with me before, please know these lines will all be erased in the long run, so be patient with yourself, be kind, don't erase anything, let it happen, let it be a little messy, and it'll be okay in the long run, okay? Off the end of this oval, the bottom, we're going to draw a little circle. For this one, I'm planting my wrist and I'm going around and around to get that shape. Now, off either side of that circle, we're going to add an arced triangle. To get that shape, I'm planting my wrist and I'm just moving my hand in the natural way that my hand is going to go. Now, for you at home, rotate your paper and do the exact same thing on this bottom edge. I'm not going to rotate mine because I don't want to mess up my camera angle, but you're just going around and round with your hand. Let it go in the natural motion it's going to go to. Now let's go straight up the other end of this oval. We're going to add a rectangle. I'm planting my wrist, just moving my hand back and forth. Move it over a little bit. Same thing there. Move your hand again, back and forth, and back and forth. Nice little rectangle. At the end of that, a little square. Same idea. Let's move back and forth nice and light with your marks. Now we're going to do, off of that little square, we're going to do a connecting triangle. Just going to add that one missing line there and that one missing line there to get that connection going. All right, now to the base of that rectangle on either side, we're going to add a circle that's about this big. You're planting your wrist, and kind of like you did when you moved your whole arm, you're getting your little fingers going to get that shape. Now just down from there, about 3/4 of the way up on this oval, we're going to draw an arc. And then we're going to add some connecting triangular lines. So plant your wrist up at the top here and kind of cut across that oval with a nice arc. Now when you work with the motions your body can naturally do, you're going to surprise yourself. You're going to be able to draw a really beautiful arc. Now from either side of those circles that we drew, we're just going to add a straight line down, like an edge of a connecting triangle there. Straight line, down we go. Now if you saw, I started at that edge and I did a few sketches there to get my idea of what direction do I want that line to go. Feel free to do the same. Sketch till you get the idea, and then go ahead and mark with some determination. All right, let's slice that shape with an arc more closer up to the circles. I think these are their eyes. I'm not going to say for sure because I don't really know, but we're going to add another arc right like that. If you look at a stink bug, they sort of look like a leaf, but they also end up looking like they've got like a coat of armor on, and it's really quite beautiful if you take a look at it. So we're going to add in some distinctive things on their outer body shell. It looks like armor to make it look like the stink bug, but also give your drawing some cool details, make it feel official. So up from the base of this circle, we're going to come up just a little bit, about 1 inch into that oval, and add a little circle right here. Now off of this circle, we're going to add some connecting triangles and some arced lines. So from the edge of that circle, let's draw a diagonal line down, just like that. Same thing on the other side, diagonal line down, just like that. if we were to finish off that triangle, it would come all the way up and down and over. So we're just adding in one line of either side of that triangle. Now, we're going to go up the other direction. We're going to add an arced line coming up like this. So from that little circle, arc your line up, just like that. Same thing on the other side. From that circle, draw an arced line headed back up toward those eyes. If it helps you to rotate your paper so you get like that same arc on either side, feel free to do that. Okay, now we're going to do another arced line. It's going to come from this corner and come down. So from that corner where we had that little arced line there, we're going to draw another one. It's long and lean back like that. It's going to kind of get fatter as it goes toward the back. Same thing on this side. Rotate your paper. You can do the exact same thing. Your papers are moving today. Up we go. Very good. If you want to do one more, you can do a skinny one in this space here. So there would be just a little arced line there and then an echo of that line. Just like that. Same thing on the other side. Arc and another arc. Now when you take a look at a stink bug, how it reads is this is one shape. And then this reads as one shape with some details in it. And then back here, this shape here reads as a darker shape. So in this shape here, it goes arced like that, and then down, we're going to add in some little triangular darker spots. So just add in some sharp, skinny triangles there. Doesn't really matter how many, they just kind of go all along this bottom edge. Long, skinny triangles. You're doing a great job. Just like that. Now if you were to color this in, these triangles would be the darkest, but this whole shape is very dark. Not quite black, but just about. All right, along these outer edges in this little sliver that we created, we're going to add in some upside down U's. They've got like these little spots that are lighter, and they have this shape to them. So just add in some upside down U's all the way down and just let them get smaller as your shape gets smaller. Same thing on the other side. Some upside down U's. Actually, these are getting closer to being right side up. If it helps you, rotate your paper so you're actually drawing U's. And it can be wide or skinny. It doesn't really matter. There's just a neat little detail there. I think it helps maybe misdirect some of their enemies. Now, up at the very tippy top here, we're going to add in a little triangular shape that goes from the edge of this oval up to that square. Just like that. Very good. Now we are ready for an antenna and 6 legs. So let's start on the top part, right at the corner of this rectangle. Sometimes I have a hard time arriving at what shape I want to say. At the top of this rectangle, in this corner right here, we're going to draw an arced line that comes out. So plant your wrist. Draw an arced line that comes out. Now from the tip of that, you're going to draw back toward that, and it's going to be kind of skinny. So let it be skinny. This is their antenna. Same thing on the other side. Oh, mine got super skinny. Since we're drawing with our pencil, go ahead and fatten it up if you got too skinny. All right, now we are ready for some legs. Now this stink bug is walking, and if you imagine like a lizard, their legs are going to move in shapes like this. So this would be one leg where it goes under their body, and this would be the other. So they kind of function like they go together like that, if that makes sense. So we're going to add one leg up here, and then the next one is going to be down here, so they'll be a little bit angled. So let's start at the top part. We're going to add a rectangle that comes right off of this eye, just like that, a skinny little rectangle. And then off of that, another little rectangle. Then off of that, a long rectangle that goes right over that antenna. All right, a few more. Another one going forward. He's walking. One more. and then a little one for a foot. So they kind of just angle a little bit. Their legs have lots of little connectors, so I imagine they're pretty bendy. Let's go over to this other side. Now, because of the angle that we're seeing it, we're not going to see some of these sections. This one's stretched out like it's moving, and this one is bent up. So we're going to just see four of these shapes. So we're going to do a long rectangle here. And off of that, cut in toward the face with another rectangle. Off of that, bending back, another rectangle. And then add in your little foot, just like that. Very good. All right, let's go down this side and add in these legs. These legs, we see most of them. These legs are kind of tucked up because they're in motion. So this next one is going to be right about here, kind of where your last U was. We're going to draw that a little bit fatter rectangle first. Off of that, another rectangle. And off of that, another rectangle. So just 3 on that one. If I'm going too fast, I know I'm talking and doing it while I'm doing it, and you're looking and doing it. Pause me, catch up, hit play. I'll be right here. I don't want it to be stressful. I want it to be fun for you. We need some fun. So, all right, moving down just a little ways. Let's add in another rectangle. I'm not drawing all of it. I'm just drawing the parts that I see. All right, off of that, another rectangle. And off of that, another one. So this would be like their foot, their thigh, their calf, their foot. Alrighty, now let's go back over here. So this leg that's going to be right here would be like the connector to this leg. Now really all we're seeing of this is it's bent and it's angled down. So we're just going to see a little square, and then off of that, a connecting triangle. Okay, that's all we're going to see on that guy. Next up, we're going to have a rectangle right about here. This one kind of matches up to this one. Then we're going to see a little bit of this section. There's a long, skinny rectangle connecting. Then it kind of tucks underneath that shell and you don't see it. Then you just see their little foot. Just like that. All right, you guys, you have drawn all of the parts that we need for a stink bug. Let's add in one more cool characteristic. Let's add in, they've got like 2 more little circles right here. So let's add in those. One there and one there. All right, we are ready for our marker. I'm going to move my guide so I make sure I'm highlighting all the things I wanted to highlight. Oh, and this, you know what? This triangle goes all the way down to that base of the rectangle. So just extend that a little bit. Okay, now for real, we are ready. So set down your pencil, grab your marker. I'm using a Sharpie. You can use any kind of marker that you have on hand, or pen, just something that you can't erase. That's the key here. We're going to start around this top eye. So go ahead and draw all the way around that circle. Then move over to your other eye and go all the way around that circle. Now, if you really do know your bugs and you know those aren't eyes, you can leave that for me in the comments below and tell me what they are. I would love to know. All right, now we're going to go down this connecting line here, this diagonal line. Then we're going to hop on our shell and go all the way around that oval, onto that arc, and around. So just that whole outside shape. Just drawing all the way around that. When you get to the bottom, curve around that bottom circle and stop. Let's go back up. Same thing on this side, from that eye down that diagonal line, and then all the way around, and we'll connect at the base there. There you go. Nice, smooth line. Very good. All right, next up, let's add in our diagonal lines that we had. We're going to go right down that one, and then right down that next one. Okay, for these little circles, we're going to go all the way around those circles. One there, and one there. Let's move to the base so we make sure to get this shape right. this is the diagonal line, then the bottom part of that circle, like that. This section reads as one section on the stink bug, and it's dark. So if you wanted to color this in, this would all be dark. Next up, we're going to draw our little skinny triangles that cut in. Go ahead and outline all the way around those. Now, if you were coloring this, these would be your darkest parts. I had one mom tell me that she draws the things that I draw, and then she gives them to her kids to color. I thought that was a really great idea. So you can all have a hand in it. They were too little to follow along the drawings, but they really enjoy coloring them. So there's an idea for you. I liked that one a lot. Now, coming up this curved line here, we're just going to add some dots for decoration. They have this center plate of their shell, and this can just be a design that's on that shell. If you look at them, their shells or their bodies are very ornate, actually. So go ahead and add in some dots right along that curve, just like that. Very good. Right up that line. Next up this line. Just like that. Up we go. All right. Now we're going to do from here along this arc and then along the arc right next to it. Plant your wrist, draw over the lines that you've already drawn. You've done all the heavy lifting. Now we're just kind of tracing over what we've drawn. Let's do that next one. Right up to that corner. Now we can fill in these upside down U's. Now the inside of these, and when I say the inside, I mean like this part right here and right there. That, on the one that I saw, or the few that I saw, it's kind of a creamy color. All right, same thing on this. One little line there. The next one. And the next one. Up you go. Just like that. Very good. Draw in your little detail there. Around that U you go. All right, now let's head up to the face and do that. We're going to go around the section of the rectangle, then we're going to hop onto that connecting triangle, across that square, and over. Their little heads have like a little squared off edge there. Now we're going to go on the antenna. From here down to the face, back down to the face. Same thing on the other side. Connect that back just like that. Very good. Now on this center section, we're going to draw over that triangle right there. Up we go. Right like that, and then connect it at the bottom with the base of that rectangle. This stuff we don't do anything with. All right, we're ready for legs. Now for the legs, we're pretty much just going to draw along the outside shapes. And then on a few, we might give a little line to show that they're divided up. They've got lots of little sections. So let's start on the top, very tippy top one, and go on the outside of those shapes. Skip where you've got your antenna, because that's going to be in front, and go right down your leg, just like that. Little bendy foot. I'm going to go back up to the top. You can really draw over these in whatever order works for you. I like to be able to see the lines that I'm tracing over, so if I switch direction, that's why I'm doing that. All right, now on this front foot, we really do see these little sections. So just where you've got a intersection where they meet up, go ahead and add in that diagonal line, just on that front little bit. He's like really working. All right, now we're going to do this little guy that we don't really see much of. We're going to go around the outside of that shape. Then where we've got this little square that we started with, we're just going to add just a tiny bit of that. Just shows that it's bent. Now let's do this one. All the way around these guys. Whatever direction you want to go in, that is fine. Down I go. If I'm faster than you, you know the drill. Put me on pause. Fill it in. I'm going to add in the little bendy part right there, and then I'm going to leave the rest of it alone. All right, let's go to the back leg. On this guy, we're going to draw around almost all the way around that one, because it kind of gives us, it helps give us a little shadow. Then add in that little foot, just like that. All right, now on to the last two. Around the rectangles we go. And on these, I'm not going to add any of the little bendy lines. I'm just going to let it be, just like this. All right, last one. Down and around we go. Then we are ready for our eraser. Can you believe it? All right, we have ourselves a gorgeous stink bug. I really encourage you to Google these guys and color them. They're, as gross as they are, they're really beautiful. So check them out. All right, I'm going to switch to my guide because I drew this one in pencil and then I can erase right along with you. Make sure I got that lined up. All right, grab your eraser, find a clean spot, steady your paper with your undrawing hand, your non-drawing hand, and go ahead and start erasing all of your lines. Send me your drawings in the comments below. If you had fun, give my video a like. That helps boost it so that other people that need something to do can see it. So if you could do that, I would love it. And I really want to see your drawings. Send those to me. I'll let them live in the comments below, and I will also put them up on my website, RebeccaInk.com, under the Interact tab. Check that out. There's some really talented people. It's really fun to see what everyone's doing. You can find Rebecca Ink on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram. I encourage you to draw. A little art therapy right now would be good for your hearts, good for mine too. Thanks for drawing with me. Let me know what you want to draw. Enjoy your weekend. Be kind to everybody that you see, and take care. Bye.